you must be reasonably happy with most of the game. It's probably just that 13 minutes in the third quarter that kind of let you down where they kicked 5 goals.
Well, to be honest, I actually wasn't happy with much of that game. I just thought, although the first half there were things in our favour, and to keep the Crows to 4 scores from turnover for 2.5 quarters, which we had done to that period, is a really strong performance. But then it was just parts of the game that I just didn't think. We thought we were a bit scattered. We didn't use the ball very well. We just didn't cope with their pressure that well either. So, and then that period of the third quarter, what was it, whatever, 13 minutes was it? Yeah, sort of had it down for 5 or 6 goals and 5 or 6 points. It just sort of blew the game. They were really powerful. We know they can be and they can score quickly, but we just got too much wrong in a small period of time. So the game was sort of over at 3/4 time and could have easily turned our toes up, but I thought it was, for the most part, we fought the last quarter out, which is, pleasing in a way, but disappointing overall.
I know you said some aspects you weren't happy with, but I think it was 9 intercept marks in the first quarter from Adelaide, and you had 18 inside 50s for 2 goals in the second term. So you were getting looks. It was just that lack of execution, I suppose, that was hurting you? Yeah,
that's what it was. So we actually had a really strong plan around trying to reduce their intercept marks. Of those 9, 8 were uncontested. So they weren't beating us in a contest. It was really just some ball use. Was pretty ordinary in the first quarter. So that was disappointing. And I thought our supply, we had enough supply. We had mid-50, inside 50s. We had enough chances, but just couldn't quite get our method right for a large period.
How was the conditions kind of impact that? It looked like wind was going around all directions.
Yeah. Look, it was swirly. There's no question it was swirly out there. So, but I also think these guys are pretty high-level skilled players for the most part. So it's just a bit lower than we've been using the ball, I thought.
Jake Waterman unfortunately looked like he dislocated that shoulder. Do you have any sort of idea of how bad that is?
Not right now. I know he's just gone to hospital, so he won't fly home tonight. So don't know exactly how bad that'll be. He's clearly in a fair bit of pain. So we'll wait to see where that lands. I'm not exactly sure yet.
Was it a dislocation though?
I actually don't know, to be honest. It did come out. It did. And then there was some trouble, I think, getting it back in, or it might have popped out again. So, he's gone off to hospital now to get some scans, and we'll find out the full extent of that later on.
I feel like it goes without saying, but it's a pretty big blow considering he was probably your best forward on the day, or what it has been for over 18 months.
Yeah, Jake's one of our leaders, one of our best players. So you never want to lose your leaders, but it's unfortunate, but it will give opportunity to someone else.
Tom Cole limped off late to us. Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he just had a big corky. Yeah.
Did you expect the Crows? Did you expect that the Crows would manage Taylor Walker?
I didn't put too much thought into it. Sort of understandable. He's getting a bit older. He's played a lot of footy, but didn't change our planning too much.
Because it was kind of anticipated. Everyone talks about the mind games. From your end, it just didn't change anything. Then him being in or out.
No, it didn't change too much.
Can I ask about Sandy Brock? We all remember the GWS game, but I think today was the first goal he's had kicked on him in about 4 weeks. His improvement in that back line, especially without McGovern, you must be impressed with. Yeah,
I think like Sandy has not played much senior footy. He's a young key back, and so is Harry. It's a pretty hard caper to be a key back, particularly against the Crows, who have some impressive key forwards. So I think those guys are improving each week. They've still got a way to go, but we're going to have to make sure we keep relying on them and getting them better, because they're going to be important for us.
Baker appeared to put a bit of an elbow in the back of Pete Wink's head late in that game that started that melee. Do you think he's got anything to be concerned about?
It didn't seem like that to me. I saw obviously the Crows players reacted to it. I was probably just more disappointed in how many high free kicks we gave away for the whole day. I thought we were pretty ordinary in that space. So I think there was 12 high free kicks, which in my mind is a technique thing for us. So we're going to have to do some work there.
What lessons do you kind of take out of this game for giving us such a young group?
Always great lessons. We'll learn some stuff. Like we were able to dominate time in forward half for 3 of the 4 quarters. Sorry, not dominate, but win time in forward half for 3 of the 4 quarters. And that's a stat that usually stacks up with winning teams over a long period of time. So that to be able to do that against the Crows is a great result. but we got annihilated in the third quarter. We're just going to have to learn to keep coping with high pressure. I think the Crows' pressure is around 2. And I thought just our ability to control the ball with facing that amount of heat, we just wasn't quite at the level today.
Have you heard any more on when Jeremy McGovern might know some more yet?
No further update yet.
And Jack Williams kicked 4 goals in the waffle last night. Obviously, Jake going down, we're not sure the extent, but there's a promising sign that he's still putting up some good numbers down there to be able to come back in next week if he need.
Yeah. I think it looks like we're going to need a key forward. So we're sort of fortunate that we've got Jack Williams, Archer Reid, Job Shanahan's played key back yesterday, but he's played a fair bit of key forward as well. So we're probably going to need another key forward next week by the looks of it, and we'll go away and watch the waffle game and see who's playing the best.
Any particular player you'll be on the lookout for in the mid-season draft to add to the group?
Yeah, no, we've been pretty open, just saying we're going to try and add the best player available in the draft. So, a few days away, it's an exciting time for guys around the country that get an opportunity to join an AFL list, and we'll get one. And depending on Jake's injury, I don't know, but potentially 2, we'll see.
The lack of skills you were talking about before, the skill errors, sorry. At times he looked a bit tired. Do you feel like the gruelling nature of this season might be catching up a little bit, considering you've done a lot of travel as well in the first bit?
Yeah, there's been no signs of it prior to today. To be fair, our GPS numbers been really strong. Potentially we did look a bit, just a little bit jaded today, but I don't want to take anything away from the Crows. I thought they really brought the pressure and played a good brand of footy, but that's something we'll look at.
One final one from me. Campbell Chesser's scheduled to come back this week, out of contract as well. How much are you looking forward to seeing what he's able to do? Because he's a first-round draft pick and we've only seen 32 games, I think, for him, so it's not a lot of big sample size. Yeah,
that's right. He's really exciting. He gets to play his first game for the year next weekend. He's done a huge power of work to get himself in this position. He's fit and healthy, and let's hope he gets a really clean run at it for the second half of the year.